Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. Well, I tell you, it's been a historic day. A shot heard round the world, multiple shots heard round the world. We are a nation in shock, and I'm doing a special broadcast tonight. I'm already hearing that there are a lot of people on the left trying to minimize what happened to Donald Trump as far as his injuries are concerned, and the extreme seriousness of this. This cannot continue to be a political fact of life, such as what happened to Abraham Lincoln, John F. Kennedy, the attempt on Ronald Reagan, the attempt on Gerald Ford. On down the line we go, and things we've never even been told in the past. We have a dangerous element, and I'm multicasting on Rumble, so if you all can let me know if I'm getting a good signal on Rumble, I would appreciate it. So, I've got a lot of clips we can watch and take a look at and analyze. Already there's a question about the number of shooters, what the Secret Service participation, and did they really have the coverage they needed? Mayorkas's name is being thrown into the mix. Biden came out with calling President Trump Donald, I guess, in an attempt to personalize and be friendly, claiming he's going to speak with Donald or try to speak with Mr. Trump. I don't know if Trump does get a chance to talk to him. I'm sure the first thing he's going to say to President Biden is, call off your dogs. And that's what I may put my thumbnail later, because this is the result of sicking the Democrat dogs on political opponents, okay? With the judiciary, the dogs in the judiciary, the dogs in the media, okay? The dogs in the bureaucratic establishment. Yes, I'm doing a dog com. So we saw it coming. You know where I got that saying that you see on the screen, a shot heard round the world. So I am thankful that President Trump made it, and I'm thankful that the world is seeing the exact brutality that these people will exact on political opponents. The JFK memory has faded so far in the public consciousness. We have people that don't know about the founding of our country. They don't know who Ronald Reagan was, who Gerald Ford was. Very recent in our minds history. They're blind to it all and marching to a drum of vitriol, a drum beat of vitriol coming from the entities that I aforementioned. So anyway, we're going to go through this thing here. How you doing, White Lightning, Raven Wings, Jersey Joe, Miss Mendersu, Kickin' Bird? Nice to see you all. A Google account, Sherry, Localas. Nice to see you. I was going to put in my thumbnail, hi, Jersey Joe. Are you happy? Are you happy now? And I did make some comments on, thank you, Lori, 5x5 on Bumble. All right, good. All right. Im, how you doing? So if I left anybody out, I apologize. But we're going to start out with some pictures. We see Donald Trump being escorted off. I know you all have seen it many times already, but these types of shocking events, many of you saw live happening. It takes time for it to soak in. So we're going to go bit by bit over this. I was watching one reporter with RSBN Diane, I was watching RSBN too. Hi, Sissy. Angela, Gloria, Pappy Two Bears. So there was a young man who gave a description. I have a video of it, but he runs around Robin Hood's barn to describe what he thought happened. And he thought the assailant was in the stands. Okay, and there was another person who called into RSBN and said that they thought that it hit Donald Trump in the left ear from the right side. So I don't know where they're getting at with that, but there was reports of multiple people, and I also got an eyewitness of the one who was on a shed roof or a barn roof. I'll play that for you all too. And, well, we know it was at least one of them. And all those shots you heard were, for the most part, overlapping because of return fire from the Secret Service. I have a picture of them on a barn roof behind Mr. T. So, hi, Lori. And, you know, they said 130 yards was the distance. And I'll give you all a little bit of my experience with vice presidential security that I experienced some years ago. And some curious question with local law enforcement. I understand that shed barn or whatever it was something that should have been readily seen, okay, by individuals responsible for the outer perimeter. Something maybe they thought it was just too obvious. That would be too obvious for anybody to do that. But it's also somewhere that, given as hot a day as it was, you know, nobody wanted to be on the roof. Who knows? Tennessee. How you doing? But let's see. Let's see what else we have here. Now, we have this iconic photo. I got it from, I was watching Frank on the NPC show, and he posted Tucker Carlson. And this is the one that's going to be in every child's history book for a couple of 100 years. And we can never get to the point where we have an education system that ignores these moments in history like they're ignoring, have been ignoring for the past 30 years, the sacrifice of our patriots who founded this country and the true meaning of our nation. And I'm telling you, I remember when they started getting caught with the text messages, Lisa Page and Peter Strzok and all these people, the reports that were coming out that the upper levels of the FBI were increasing their E&O insurance, is what we used to call it. Errors and omissions insurance. There's other names for it. But basically, if you screw up in your profession, you're covered. Right? So they thought they were getting away with what they were doing, Trump. And how ignorant to think you could get an insurance policy in case Trump fired you for trying to overthrow the government. Insurance doesn't cover criminal activity, okay? It doesn't cover fines. You know, like people get car insurance and, you get fined for, reckless driving or whatever, or, no, insurance doesn't cover, okay, criminal stuff, all right? It's for accidents, not for criminal. There's no insurance to protect you if you get caught committing a crime. Okay, Lisa Page and Peter Strzok. Okay, but the reason I'm bringing that up is because what are these attorneys going to be doing? These attorneys that I've been talking about for months and months, who have been putting up videos inciting vitriol, all right? As I've said before, causing a uproar in the body politic, all right? How many thumbnails do you think are going to get pulled down that have called Trump a traitor, R-A-P, right? Ist, okay? That he's a threat to democracy, that he's like Adolf, that he must be stopped. This is not a surprise. Yeah, the nation's shocked, but we aren't shocked. We saw this coming, okay? We saw it coming. We're in a dysphoric world, and there needs to be a level of control needs to be regained over elements of our society that are out of control. And the vitriol being put out there by the bureaucrats, the press, and the mainstream media, and attorneys, okay? The legal profession, judges, all this stuff needs to be cataloged, codified, and laid out, and it needs to be crushed. Law licenses need to be taken. Judges need to be removed from the bench. By all rights, anybody who got on the national airwaves and said that Trump must be stopped at all costs, anybody who said that Trump is a clear and present danger. Remember, I played that video of that bald-headed dude on CNN. As a matter of fact, I played part of that clip last night. He said clear and present danger. All right? That kind of rhetoric, anybody that put that stuff out in the last month needs to be detained. All right, and questioned, and all their social media needs to be gone through. We need to quit playing games. We need to speak loudly and clearly, okay, in a lawful manner, and make sure that our justice system works in the manner in which it was intended. Because this is why stuff like this happens, because our justice system is not working in the manner which it was intended. You're seeing people get thrown in jail for nothing, dirt, and stone cold criminals walking free. It was quite something when Donald Trump was pointing out the rise in illegal aliens coming across, okay? Right exactly when he was assaulted. And let me see if I've got, I guess this is a clip I will call the last 3 minutes of the old America. Minutes of the America. Let me cut my mic off. And you all, you know, I did these clips by myself as fast as I could. This is a day I do not usually broadcast, so bear with me. But anyway, let's listen to what Mr. T has to say. And I want you all to watch the crowd because they look off in the distance to screen right, okay? My understanding was the person that pulled the trigger was somewhere in the direction Donald Trump is pointing. And we have that conflicting report from someone on RSBN News that was standing right in front of Donald Trump when it happened. But anyway, let me go ahead and play it. Watch the crowd, which way they're looking right when it happens.
Red arrow, right? So that's when I left office. That was the lowest point, and that comes right from the government services, comes right out of Border Patrol. Take a look at that. So that arrow is the lowest amount of illegal immigration ever in recorded history into our country. And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Moving is fair. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Up. Move. Go. Up. Hawkeye's here. Hawkeye's here. Move it to the spare. Spare, get ready. Spare, get ready. We ready? Down. Shooters down. Are we good? Shooters down. Shooters down. Are we good to move? Shooters down. We're good to move. Clear. We're clear. Let's move. We're clear.
Let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir. I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes.
Hold that in your head. It's bloody.
So we got to move to the bus. Let me get my shoes.
Okay, my shoes down. My shoes.
Watch out.
Wait.
Now, as his SUV pulls away, coming in on screen right, you will see a bunch of people piling around and gathering around what I believe to be someone who was hit. All right, which I've got more video of the person who was hit, and also in a few feet away from that scrum, there's another scrum going on in the bleachers. So it's going to enter the screen now.
Honestly, it was so unbelievable. I didn't. This was like but all of a sudden, this was wrong in front of the podium with some kind of
Well, without expanding the screen, it's hard to see, but I got a close-up of the, it looked like a young person with a flag wrapped around him. You see where the crowd dips down just under the beginning of that chart is where someone was hit. And I see someone asking, has the shooter been identified? They claim in reports, now they're not verified, that the person, and I'm using air quotes, identifies as a Chinese national. We need to quit do this identify. I don't care what they identify or what are they? Okay. Are they man, they woman? Are they black? Are they white? Are they Chinese? What? Okay. Never mind how they identify. But anyway, I got to calm down so I don't say anything off the wall. Everybody that's come in, I appreciate it. I didn't get a chance to say hi to everybody. I saw Andrew, Tuco, Jason, Miss Mindersu. How you doing? I want to thank Roland for helping out last night. I didn't see that until after I closed the broadcast. Helped out with Buy Me a Coffee. Hebrew Hammer, how you doing? So anyway, if I missed anybody, I do appreciate it because I was eyeing up the footage. We will see it 1,000 times, but good. It needs to be shown around. And from what I understand, the media has been downplaying it. They put out, from what I understand now, is a false statement that Trump was hit by shrapnel, which was my hope. I didn't assume it. I said, I hope it was a piece of bulletproof glass, because they do put glass around in certain spots on stands, okay? And they also have the teleprompter glass. But I was hoping that that's what it was. 5 minutes after the actual incident, 10 minutes after the actual incident, then a half hour to an hour later, they started putting out reports that he was hit by a piece of broken glass. And mostly CNN and all those creeps and slobs and jerks were trying to minimize it, saying he got nicked by a piece of glass. Well, what the Washington Post is putting out, I believe, is a close-up picture where he has a rounded wound at the top of his ear, a rounded wound. And Donald Trump put out a statement himself, which I've got it in here, but I didn't get a chance to label too many of these videos. So let me see if this is the one. This might be the one. If it's not, I'll correct myself. Correct it, and we'll talk about it after it plays. Whichever video this is. Police shooting investigated as possible assassination attempt. No Sherlock. But anyway, this might be Trump's statement. I'm not sure.
The United States Secret Service and all of law enforcement for their rapid response on the shooting that just took place in Butler, Pennsylvania. Most importantly, I want to extend my condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed, and also to the family of another person that was badly injured. It is incredible that such an act can take place in our country. Nothing is known at this time about the shooter, who is dead. I was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately that something was wrong, in that I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. Much bleeding took place, so I realized then what was happening. God bless America. Wow, from President Trump just about 3 minutes ago on Truth Social.
Yeah, so I went ahead and grabbed that clip because he reads it much better than I do. So it was on True Social, Lori. Yes, that's correct. And yeah, Jerry, he is as quick as a cat. You saw how fast his hand went up, and he ducked down. Yeah, there's not teleprompters, but he has bulletproof glass on stands that they put around to narrow the field. I've seen that done. I was doing a little bit of airport security when Vice President Gore came around, and that perimeter was checked well beyond any building within between 100 and 200 yards was scoped. And they had aerial support that should have spotted the situation. But again, I want to put a picture up of the snipers that were, let me see if I got that in my studio. They were on the roof. It's a little fuzzy and hard to see. So they were on it. Whoops, what's that? That's a report I'm going to read later. Yeah, let me get that out of here. Here they are. Word is, okay, let's see. There's Trump. You see Trump standing, right? Oh, let me get that out of here. You see Trump standing at the podium, and you see the snipers on the roof of the building. They are actively pointing the exact location of the person that they ended up shooting. And word is that they were about a second off of they were, some people speculating that they were radioing for approval to take the person out, or trying to verify that this person was not an authorized entity. For all they knew, it could have been some misguided deputy or somebody, taking up a vantage point. Who knows? But they had him. See, I believe the one crouching even lower, off to the right, in the center, upper center of the picture, is what's called a spotter, or it may have been also a second sniper. But they were seconds, a second away from taking him out, and they didn't. So they didn't do it. So right there is a picture just before the shot was fired. Just before the shot was fired, I have a witness. Let me see if I can find that clip right here. What is your opinions of this eyewitness? I figured if I didn't get this clip, it might disappear. And this is on site, rebroadcast by Newsmax, but this is a British reporter. I'm not sure who he's with. Let me play this for you all. See what you think. He's talking about the sniper that was on the roof that secret was pointing their weapons at in the earlier photo.
Stand by the trees out there under the shade and watch and listen to the rally, right? We couldn't see them, but we could hear them. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here, I have no idea, but we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle, absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof, we can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots rang out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes?
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes?
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at him for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? This is not a big place.
Did you see, obviously everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, just be careful because we don't quite know who's watching, but you're pretty sure they shot the guy?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
You saw that happen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you see them go up to him afterwards, or?
They crawled up on the roof. They had their guns pointed at him, make sure he was dead. He was dead, and that was it. It was over.
It's incredibly shocking.
The guy was on the roof right there. You can see the white roof right there.
Did you get a look at him? Could you?
No, other than he was in muted colors, tan type clothing. We saw the rifle flinging around as he was trying to crawl. I mean, we saw the rifle, 100%.
Do you know about guns? Do you know what kind of weapon it was?
Oh, absolutely know about guns, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it was a rifle of some sort. I wouldn't know, I wasn't close enough to read the label on it.
No, sure. But it was
a rifle of some sort. Yeah, absolutely.
So how do you process what you've just seen?
I don't know what to say, man. All I'll tell you is, if I walked up close to there with anything that Secret Service considered a problem, I wouldn't be standing here talking to you right now. But I don't know why a guy who we're standing there pointing out to police and Secret Service is crawling up the roof.
So you heard what he said, that they were pointing him out to Secret Service. He was crawling on the roof. His rifle was clearly visible, but he did say that the Secret Service would not have been able to see him because of the backwards slope of the roof. And I remember when the Ford assassination attempt and the Reagan assassination attempt, the Washington Post came out with diagrams, timelines, drawings, taking up pages of newspapers. Let's see if that's the same case here. All those publications are still available, and we should have a very detailed layout as to who was where and what happened. What you see on the right-hand side is what everybody was speculating, where a person was that supposedly participated and lost their life. But it turns out later that this was where a person who was hit by fire that had gone past Donald Trump and into the crowd. And that person didn't survive. I've got video closer up of when they were trying to give them CPR. Hi, Finding Dory. How you doing? Jerry Lee, how you doing? Mike, Bambi, Mr. Kibler. Yeah, he saw, holy crap, Mr. Kibler. He saw what? He saw the man waddling, flopping, crawling, what did he say, army style on the roof, and his gun flapping back and forth while he was doing his simulated army crawl. So it's all very interesting. Let me see if I have the video of, yes, here's where the news anchor first stated that the scrum on the bleachers was where the bystander, I'll call him, the participant in the rally was lost their life. They still say they haven't got final confirmation of that, but I believe it has been at least one. But as I said, it looked like several people were being treated. I knew there was a problem with that analysis because I could not see any Secret Service around this location, only state troopers. And the area was not cleared. It looked like concerned rally goers, not people who were trying to get away from an assailant. So I'm sure you'll concur once you see the video. I'll play it now.
To your point, Craig, crime scene investigation. So after everyone had collected themselves and the apparent threat was neutralized, the Secret Service, they come in, okay, and on the riser where the shots came from, and they tackled the person and killed them, I guess.
You heard him say just there, on the riser where the shots came from. He's talking about what is on the screen right now. Turns out it was not. It was on the other side of the field. How did it get that confusion. How did the crowd behind Trump look toward the riser instead of the direction of the shots? Maybe it's because they saw someone get hit. I don't know.
Let me jump in for a moment. It looks like I'm told that this footage here is the shooter being taken away. And actually, it looks like someone's performing CPR on an individual, whether that's the shooter, whether that couldn't be the shooter, to be honest. That couldn't be based on the location. That's right behind where President Trump was speaking. You could see that somebody, and we heard somebody else was shot, and that would have been pretty much in the line of fire. Gosh, we are looking at people scrambling, I think, to save a life. This individual, I don't believe, is the shooter. I believe this is a victim. Yet we can't say for sure, really, much of anything at this point. We're just taking this in. We're waiting for a confirmation. But I believe that was another victim. And people, they're blood-stained, regular people with their shirts stained with blood. In the aftermath of this horrible, horrible event.
Yes, horrible event. Can you imagine being there, trying to enjoy a rally and get inspired for your country, and next thing you know, so I don't know the business of there being more than one. I think we're looking at it was one person. Somebody said tan clothes on a roof. Well, that roof was going to be painted white or whatever. That thing was going to be hot as a firecracker. That's a tin roof, and maybe that's why they thought no one would be on there, because it's just unless you've got thick clothes, they're very thick clothing, you're going to get burned being up there. It was very early in the rally, as most of you all know. Split shot. What are you talking about? I said he was on the roof. You're coming in to broadcast late. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. You act like I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Get rid of your comment or get out of the chats, but welcome aboard if you can act normal. I said he was on the roof, you nitwit. I showed a picture where the sniper, return sniper fire, was pointing at the roof in the other direction from the bleachers, nitwit. Okay? And that the person that lost their life in the bleachers was a spectator, nitwit. Okay. Yeah, Mr. T was minutes into the rally. So, let me see what other footage I have here. This is, let me play this. I don't have this stuff labeled. I did it on the fly. As I said, the people thought the shooter was in the bleachers, but it happened to be a victim. It was on the other side of the field, on the roof. Okay, let me see what's going on here. But you notice in that last clip I played, that is when they first started putting out that Trump was hit by shrapnel, which he was not. He was hit by a bullet, which put a rounded wound in the top of his ear. But I don't even know what this clip is. Let me play it. We'll see.
There's a shooting, guys. I don't know if he's been hit. I don't know if he's been hit.
There you go, guys. We unbelievable information right now as we see President Trump being taken away from the podium there in Butler, Pennsylvania. We did hear some shots there. We don't know what it was that happened. You're looking at the same thing we're looking at right now. I was literally without the suit jacket, just watching the coverage. We heard the loud noises, and we are live right now on Right Side Broadcasting Network, and we are seeing something that is very concerning at this point. Not sure, again, what happened there. We do know people got towards the ground. We don't know any details. We're watching this live with you throughout this country and some around the world. The leader of the free world is right there in Pennsylvania, Butler, Pennsylvania, 35 miles north of Pittsburgh. And we heard a number of pops. That's what I'll call them for now, pops. I mean, there could be firecrackers, or it could be something a little bit worse than that. So I'm not going to speculate. I'm just saying what, general things that would make that kind of noise.
Okay, that I got that minutes after. As you can see, it says 6:14 p.m. on there. The shots were put out at 6:11. And split shot, I'm not a reporter, I'm broadcasting. And you can, with your spare time, because I'm kicking you out of the broadcast, with your spare time, you can go watch from the beginning, all right? And, go soak your head. Okay? Here, I'll put a little heart next to your name. So anyway, you don't know what you're talking about. All right. So that I put down because that was his reaction. He just got his coat on. He didn't know what was happening. And I have that other report from the young man who was standing right in front of Trump when the shots were fired. Let me see what clip this is. And, YouTube has got literally tens of thousands of people who broadcast. So you can carry your ass over to somebody else. Let me see. I don't know what this clip is. We'll just play it.
Mr. Kelly, we have a bit of information. We're getting this from Pennsylvania police sources. They believe that President Trump was not struck by a bullet, but that a bullet may have hit the glass teleprompter shield. That is actually what impacted President Trump's face and ear. But these were real bullets, and they hit at least two people on the stage and possibly more. By the way, I know I had a similar injury in Iraq. It was a shrapnel injury. It's no joke, and I'm sure